Teach Big podcast, where big energy, big ideas, and big results are just the beginning. I'm your host, Randy Whitney, and whether you're in year 1 or year 20, we are here to fuel your passion and help you teach big in every single way. That's right, B-I-G. Here, education is inspired, energy is required, and support for teachers is absolutely non-negotiable. Whether you're driving to work, prepping for your classroom, or catching a quiet moment after a long day, thank you for spending time with me. I would greatly appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing so that you too can become a part of our Teach Big community. This episode is super special to me. It's actually part 2. We are here with Julie Smith, who is the district coordinator, and Andrea Walker, who is Title I senior manager of TIVA, which stands for the Texas Virtual Academy at Hallsville. This has been such a great interview. We have a live studio audience. It's not live to you guys, but it's live for us. And we've even brought them in on the whole thing, and it's been such a joy. We decided to make it a 2-parter. I think it's really, really important to let parents know, let students know, let teachers know there's more than one great way to do this. Mm-hmm. Virtual school is great. Brick and mortar is great. Mm-hmm. Homeschooling is great for whoever needs it in that way. Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's what I love about this is if homeschooling really isn't the right thing for a family or a student, or if brick and mortar really isn't the right thing for a family or a student, there is now, with the amazing advances in technology, we have a third option. I love having that third option so much. It's really giving opportunities to kids who may not have had opportunities prior or may have slipped through the cracks, and you guys get to catch them and take them on. So we have Julie and Andrea back here with us. This is part 2. I'm super excited about it. And so we're just going to pick up on some questions where we left off. We ready, ladies?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, let's do it. So what are some of the routines or structures that you have found essential to success to online education, Julie?
Communication and collaboration, because it takes a team.
I like a good alliteration.
Thank you. It's just because there's so many things going on, and you think about a brick and mortar, and you think about all the things that happen on a brick and mortar campus. Everything is still happening with us, but it's in a virtual setting. Mm-hmm. So it requires so much communication, so everybody's on the same page with each other, solving problems, working out issues, helping kids in whatever way we can help students. Mm-hmm. And then the collaboration is where all those wonderful ideas occur. And we do things, we definitely think outside the box, like you were saying in the original podcast, inside, outside, everywhere, because it just takes a different type of thinking in this environment to meet kids where they are and to differentiate for them the way they need it to be, and to help families in whatever, I've said it earlier, season of life they're in, because whatever moment they're in, we have to meet them there and help them and support them.
Mm-hmm. Can you tag team off of that piece?
Surely.
Tell me a little bit about the structure piece that relates to your angle.
Mm-hmm. So relationships is a big one for us, but also structures. We have a consistent schedule. Each campus, we have an elementary, middle, and a high school campus.
Oh, let me stop you here. So it's like a schedule of a school day.
It is,
Yes.
absolutely.
So
they log in.
How does that work?
They're expected to log in on their computer, their laptop. They get they can be, depending if they are meet the need, they may get a laptop, a headset, and a mouse. But everyone is expected to have a working computer of some sort and Wi-Fi. And from that, they're able to log in the morning, 8 o'clock. By 8:30, they have a live session. And every school year is a little bit different, because we look at it and we don't stay with the same schedule all the time. We're going to change it so that it's benefiting our students. If something's not working, we're going to pause, we're going to review it, and we're going to say, all right, what's working, what's not.
So you can
fix
pivot.
it.
Exactly.
Yes, in a second. And that's one of the good things, is we're not stuck with something because it was a process that we put in place. If it's not helping our staff or our students, and it's not going to facilitate their learning, we're going to go ahead and revamp it and make sure that we're doing what's best for them up front. So with the structure, then they have their classes, their live sessions. The 3rd through 8th grade have a more, reoccurring schedule of live sessions. And then in between the live sessions, they do their async work. We also have counselors that come in with lunch with counselors to bring in some of the counseling pieces. We have student engagement specialists who come in, support the students. We all have our parent engagement ambassadors who support the parents. So while they're in their asynchronous and synchronous learning, we're still communicating with families and students. And if there's an issue during the day, they can get with us so we can fix it, get them back into their sessions. So,
so how many hours are they in front of that computer every day? How does that part work? I know you said there's like a PE that's built in the zone. What did you call that? What did you,
K-12 zone.
K-12 zone. I want to hear more about that. That's really intriguing. But how does that typical day, how does that work?
Well, the typical day's expectation is 7.5 hours.
Okay.
But that also includes your breaks, your lunch,
Got
your
it.
PE. So
Okay.
you're not going to be at the computer that
All
whole
those
time.
hours. Okay.
Because you can be doing the live sessions with your teachers, or you can be working asynchronously, like Andrea said, and that's
Got
where
it.
you're at with your book or with your activities or
I
with your
see.
journal.
I
So it
see.
splits it up throughout the day.
Okay. I like that. So there's this nice little ebb and flow of the day too. That okay.
and it also allots for some flexibility. Now, I won't say there's a ton of flexibility because we still are a public school, and
Yeah.
you have to maintain some of that structure so that you're getting all of the material
Right.
and you're able to be successful as
Right.
a student and supported, because you can't just show up asynchronously and be fully
Right.
supported, right? So, building in some of those pieces, they can do some of the things that they need to, but they still are able to do their learning. So they're not giving one for the other. They're able to do both. And
Got
we're
it.
able to work with them a little bit better. Like, watch your recording. Not all the time. We want you in your live sessions as much as possible. But if you need to take a break,
If they can't be in a live recording, they have the option of the recording piece of it too. Okay.
They have access to their education 24/7, honestly.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Okay, that makes sense. So when I was doing the teaching for you guys, we record those sessions, and so kids who couldn't be there for some reason can watch those later.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So how does the online learning meet the needs of students who are advanced, behind, or dealing with anxiety? That's such a hot topic right now. How does that help them? Or unique learning styles? That's a lot. There's a lot to break
how
that
do
out.
we not help them? Let's start there. So,
Okay, I like that. I like it.
I think the list of what we do for them is far longer than what we don't do for them. We have credit recovery. We do all of the testing, the TSIA, the ACT, SAT, all of those pieces. We have
Dual credit.
AP.
Really?
We have
The associate's degree
associate's degree.
is coming next year.
We've got, what else was our questions? Advanced
How to
behinds.
help the advanced behind, the unique learning styles, and the anxiety of students. That's very real. So tell me a little bit about those
So
pieces.
the anxiety piece, we do see quite a bit of that. And
Okay.
one of the things that we are mindful of, especially when we're in person, is thinking through some of those things so we can take that off of their shoulders. So we communicate with parents, we walk through the test site expectations. We have open houses so they can come in prior to and view the site.
You have open house too.
Yes, do a tour of the testing site, so parents and students are more comfortable with what the expectation
Got
is.
it.
And we want them to communicate with us. We, like I mentioned, we have ARDs and IEPs that facilitate all
All
those
the things you
accommodations.
have to do. Sure.
Yes. So even if maybe a student doesn't have that, but they have anxiety still about something, having a communication point with that parent and that student and just reassuring them that it's okay, we will walk them in, or we will do whatever we need to make them feel as comfortable as we can, so that that's not something that's getting in the way of their learning or showing us what they've learned. So
Got you.
and during the day, they are not around so many people, so the anxiety is a little less. So we go a little bit over and above to make sure that we can take some of those pieces
Take
off.
that away.
Yes.
Just make them feel comfortable. Okay. You want to talk a little bit about this, about when kids are advanced or when they're behind, and how do we help in the different angles?
We just, since we began, we have just tried to find every possible resource that we can for our students. So anything that the brick and mortar has, we found a way to make it work. We're a square peg in a round hole,
Wow.
definitely.
So creative. Brilliant brains.
Yeah, we have dual credit courses that are all across the state of Texas. We're not just talking about the community of Hallsville. We partner with community colleges all across the state.
Okay.
And so that they can still have the face-to-face that they need to have
Got you.
with those entities. And so that's some of the accomplishments that we're very proud of, is because we can have those offerings for our
and you're getting
kids.
ahead. You're not just catching kids up.
Right.
You're getting kids ahead. Oh, that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. Can you give me an example of a moment where you knew that online was truly working for a student? Did you have this eureka moment of, oh my gosh,
So
that's
many.
so
So
cool.
many.
So many. You go first because I've got one from today. So you go.
Okay.
Ooh.
I would have to say the very first major experience I had that was graduation the very first year. Knowing when you would see the students come across the stage, and they had so many struggles, and they were so proud of themselves, and they would come across the stage and shake the superintendent's hand, and then I was at the other end of it as they came across, and just that exhilaration on their face, the tears. I mean, they were so proud of themselves, and they would come across and say, "I didn't think I was going to be here. I didn't think I was going to get here." And to see all the different types of students that were being successful coming across that
And
stage,
everything
it was just
you guys have done, everything you poured into it, just made that possible.
graduation is one of my favorite times.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to talk more
Absolutely.
about graduation. I want to talk more about that in a minute.
And then your example from today.
So my
Yes.
example kind of goes along with that is that we have a graduating senior now, but she came with 10. She was behind 10 credits, and we worked with her credit recovery to get her caught up. She's going to graduate this year
On time?
On
on
time.
time.
Wow.
On time, and she came significantly behind. So
Got you.
we have so many students coming in. We're pretty fluid on our enrollment. Like we are constantly bringing students in. So having counseling staff and teachers that can look at the coursework and say, this is how we're going to get that student there. Everybody is dedicated. Everybody is pouring in and saying, it's not just that student, it's
Right.
every student. And we're
Right.
going to go ahead and pull you up and help you along. And if we can't, if we're doing something that's not helping you, we're going to find something that does.
So you're not just running through a checklist.
No.
You
No.
that checklist
wouldn't
is
fit us.
way
No.
back
each,
over here.
Each kid is a story.
It would not
Each
serve
student
us.
is a story.
Oh, you need to say that again, Julie.
Each student is a story. We want to know the stories behind them so that we can figure out a way to help.
Talk about that pregnant pause. The pregnant pause right there. That's important. That's a big deal. That's it. I mean, that's what you're doing. You just happen to be using the technology of the world we have today to make that happen. Wow, we should probably end right there, but I'm not going to. I've got more. I have more questions. I'm a questioning kind of girl, but that was really good. So, what role do parents play in supporting the virtual students? I know we've
so
tapped
many.
into it, but tell me more about that. From obviously parent of 4, my kids are all grown and all the things, and this wasn't around when my kids were there, but I am intrigued.
Oh, the partnership.
Tell me about
From
it.
start to finish.
Yeah, we have got to. We know your student as much as we know your student, but you know them in all aspects of their life, from beginning to end. We need your help, your confidence in them. We need every connection that you can give us to them, because you know when you look in their face and they don't understand something, or you
Yeah.
look at them and you see the excitement, and they are just so excited about this, and they're passionate, and I want to do this more. But if we don't know that, because we may not see that part, but you
Right.
do. We need that
Tell us
conversation.
that, yeah.
Or my student, maybe your student's doesn't quite understand why they might feel a certain way, but as a parent, as an adult, you're able to help them to focus differently, or to pull some of those things out. And then as a parent, you can bring that to us, and we can support your student first, or better, or however
Wow.
we need to. But without that conversation, and without that parent pouring into the student and us pouring into the student,
Right.
then we're not going to get to the same place, and that
Right.
they're not going to be as served and supported as we could be. So parent is absolutely necessary,
Wow.
and a significant piece of our partnership.
Also, what I feel like I hear you saying is you want more of the parent, more of the give me more of the parent, give me
More.
more of the parent.
Yes.
That's
Input,
really good.
questions, come with
Right.
us. If you're curious about something that we're doing, or you don't understand why we approach something a
Right.
certain way, or maybe you think it could be done differently or better. We are, every day we're learning. You know, we try to come with our best skills and our what we are going to do for your student, but again, you know them better. So if you
Sure.
think you see a way, come to us as a staff, or as a teacher, or as a partner, and tell us,
Right.
hey, help like this, or my student really responds to this. Okay, cool. We'll
So
try
good.
that.
So good. So good. What is your take on that, Julie?
Oh, I totally agree with her.
Yeah.
The parents are a vital part of the process. We need their relationships. We have the relationship with the student, but we also have the relationship with the parent, and all of that works in conjunction together to help the student be successful.
So good, so good. You know what? I want to ask some of our audience that, because I see y'all nodding real big back there. So tell me a little bit about what are some of your really neat, like, eureka moments that you've had with a parent that maybe you didn't expect to have, or maybe it was a turning point, or maybe you thought, wow, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the connection. So you guys want to contribute? Can you think of any parental pieces?
I had a big one that I hope will always stay with me throughout my professional and beyond career. I hadn't thought about that background, and so while having a normal class day with my group of students, the parent reached out afterwards to me. They're learning English. English is their second language, and thanked me for helping them understand the concept of multiplication, because they were recognizing what an important skill it was for them as an adult, and they wanted to be able to help their student. And by listening and revisiting the recordings on their own time, she was able to do that.
Are you telling me you were teaching the parent also?
Unintentionally. But yes. And I had never even
Not even thought. I'm just having a moment here.
thought
Sorry.
that was going to be something. And so she
Wow, that's
reached
good.
out and thanked me, and then it allowed me the space to entertain. What if that's happening each day with a handful?
You're not just
more than a
affecting the number of
handful?
students you have. You could potentially be affecting families. So I'm not sure what the microphone's picking up again. We should hand them microphones. But I need more microphones, honey. Let's buy more microphones. But what she's saying is she had a student who was learning English as a second language, and you were going over multiplication, and in teaching that, the parent later afterwards gets with you and says, thank you. Listen to me. I'm sorry. That's really special. Hold on. I'm sorry. I do not get very verklempt very often, but here we are. But anyway, that was really cool. That what I hear you saying is the parent was listening in the background to your lesson. The parent gets back with you afterwards and says, thank you for teaching my kid, but thank you for teaching me. I also learned something from you. I'm sorry. We're all having a moment here. There's a few people crying here right now. But that, wow.
And it's something that I cherish because it was so unexpected. And it wasn't anything I was planning for, but I was really grateful to be in that moment.
Definitely. A
So,
gift.
so what she's saying is, it's nothing I planned for, but I was very grateful for it. It was an experience that I did not expect to come out of this. Yeah, I'm just thinking, you're not teaching 25 kids, you're teaching 25 families potentially. And maybe their younger siblings or their cousins or whatever. You never know the difference you're making in that background.
And that just speaks to the point that we don't stop at the screen. It's the environment, it's the people that are behind them, it's their siblings, it's their family. That just goes to support that it is just what you see that's hearing your voice. It is, you are past
much.
your environment, yes.
Yeah. And like one of our ladies said in part one, it's a whole nother level. There's a level there that I wasn't expecting. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good stuff right there. That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. It's the
a
heart
gift.
of it, yeah.
It's an absolute gift to get to do what we do. And I think that sometimes we might lose that focus, but to have stories like that, those are the things that we sleep well with at night.
Sure.
That fill
And it
our
keeps
hearts and
you
pour
going.
into us. Yes, because we pour into so many and so many
often.
situations and parents and this and that and the other, but it's those moments that pour back
Fill
into us.
you back up.
Yes, that we need. So I'm glad that they shared that with you.
That's neat. And that's just the one that was brave enough to share it. So that's happening everywhere now that I'm realizing that has the potential of happening everywhere in every home. And a lot of those parents may not come and say that to you. I'm so glad she did. Her speaking up is actually speaking to everyone who will listen to this podcast, not even
Yes.
just us in this room. What a difference.
Yes, and if you're a parent and you're listening, do more of that. We want to hear that.
We
Tell
want
us.
to hear that.
Share your experience. We would love it.
Yes. So how do students handle assessments and assignments and the accountability piece of the puzzle? Because you're a public school, so we have the STAR test. we may someday have another test called something different, but whatever we're going to have, we're going to have. And that means that your students are held to those same standards. So how does assessment work for y'all? What does that look like?
From an instructional piece, we're training our students in the platform. We're making sure that they understand how to navigate some of the practice tests. We are working with them weekly, monthly, daily, doing some of those assessments to make sure that we're tracking their progress and their growth and giving them supports as needed. We have interims, we have benchmarking, so we are consistent about that.
So you're doing everything brick and mortar's doing toward this.
We are. And then when we have our testing, we meet in person around the state. We have sites around the state that we've contracted with that students will go to. They're assigned to the site that's within 60 miles of their address. And they're assigned to a specific day for a specific test, and they show up, they take their test, and then their parents pick them up and take them home. So,
what an undertaking!
And we
It's
try
massive.
to.
That's a lot of
It's a
organization,
lot.
ladies.
There's a
We've
great
got
team that
a beautiful team. Our testing team is amazing. So, shout out to them. They create an experience for our families because it could be so scary. And it is stressful. I'm not going to say it's
Testing's
not.
stressful.
It
Just
is.
it is.
And you're going to a new site and you're doing all these things. But imagine to have successful testing for so many students in the state of Texas, and we're still able to support them and them not feel like they're completely not in a good environment. Like we're still doing good things for kids.
That's a talent. That by itself is a talent. I'm trying to wrap my mind around the organization of that. That is crazy right there. Do you have anything to add to that,
say,
Julie?
we're not talking 5 or 10 sites. We're talking 38, 42, 53. Depends. Yeah, it depends
I
on
didn't realize that.
locations around the state.
Wow, that just made it even bigger in my head.
And if we need to, and those students who, so they may have a special situation, or maybe their parent isn't able to get them there, and these are in one-off situations. It's not wholly often, but we do have probably 150, 200 kids around the state that we will meet for library testing or different sites that are closer to their home because they're not able to get there. We also have rideshare. So if you don't have a vehicle, we will coordinate with you and your parent. Your parent will come with you in Uber or whatever it is that we can get you. And then they'll ride home with you. Yes, we want to make every effort.
I am in awe. I'm sorry. I am having an in awe moment.
Yes, we want to make sure that we give every effort to getting you there because it is necessary. The state is expecting it. We want you to show up because testing is important.
We want you to show up and show off.
Right.
Yes, you've put in the effort.
Yeah.
You know, we want you to have the opportunity to show us what you know. So we try to get us there.
Wow. That really expands my vision too of the lengths you guys are willing to go to make this a successful opportunity for the students in your school, your school. And that is really neat. I like that a lot. So much. So let's end where the students also end, but hopefully with new beginnings. Graduation. Tell me about graduation. I know you, Julie, you light up when you talk about graduation.
I really
tell
do.
me about it.
So we have a virtual ceremony on the Friday night before the in-person graduation on Saturdays. It's at the this year we're in the Frisco area. And we have 3 graduation ceremonies this year. And it is just we have student speakers, and we get to see the kids. You know, we know these names, and you get to see them in person, and it's just so fulfilling when you see that. But I want to connect back with something else we talked about earlier. When our kids get together in that room for graduation, we have 600 students that can show up for a ceremony. And they may not have seen each other before per se.
Right, sure.
They take care of each other. It's just amazing. It's not the different cliques that you sometimes see at a brick and mortar. You know, you go hang out with your friends that you've been with all these years. They spend time with each other. They get to know each other. They may be a little quiet at first, and then they start asking each other questions. And before too long, while they're waiting to graduate, just the increased sounds that are in the room and the conversations that are happening and the laughter and the sharing, it's just an amazing experience.
Neat.
It's amazing. It's
And I
my
loved when we
favorite.
were talking about this the other day, and you're getting excited about graduation. And you said last year at graduation, you remember some of the kids like, oh, let me help you with your tassel, or let me
They
fix
take
your
care of each other.
collar. I just love that.
Or you're nervous, come on, I'll go with
Right,
you.
I'll
You
be-
know, I'll be your, you know.
So
And
good.
they end up leaving as friends, and
They
then they
do.
make connections.
For the rest of their lives. And they never know. They might cross paths personally, but it also may be in a job situation. You never know. There's neat connections being made. Tell me about your perspective, Andrea, about graduation.
Well, it is an experience that I think everybody should attend. For the purpose of when you look at those faces, how many of those faces, we're 99% at risk. And then when you look at
Really?
campuses like that, how many of those students are going to experience this? How many of those students in that particular 600 count, whatever ceremony it is, how many of them are there today and they wouldn't have been
Would
had they
not
not
have
found us?
been.
And there's a significant amount of them that would not be. So the reason, one of the main reasons, or one of the many reasons that it's an experience is sitting on the stage or watching others go, you have many students who may have different needs or
Sure.
have something that they've been dealing with. And to watch them, some parents walk their students across, they walk across. They have special moments with their students because that is the thing that they've both been fighting
Been through together.
Yes, and they have been
Wow, I
working
hadn't thought about that
so
either.
diligently to get them there. And that is a huge success, not just for the student, but for the family that supported them. So it is a culmination of a lot of energies and passions and probably tears,
Yeah.
both good and bad,
Of course.
that get us there. But the experience, you have chills the whole time. The effort is so worth it to see that.
To see
It's
that.
all worth it to see those seats filled because it's you just can't explain it.
Do you remember one year we had a student who rode the bus to get there? She rode a bus to make sure she could be. They got her to
To
graduation.
get to graduation. You know, you don't realize how deeply important that is. My daughter graduated high school, the famous 2020 year, and there was not a graduation.
Right.
And that was taken from her. And now she went on, of course, to college, had a college graduation, but we didn't even have a virtual graduation. That couldn't happen. We hadn't figured that out. The world closed in March. She graduated in May. There wasn't time to figure all that out
We had
yet.
a big virtual graduation that year.
Well, y'all were ahead of us. So now I will say her school did a good job. She got to walk into the gym by herself. There was the principal there, handed her that, and they did broadcast that into the individual
nice.
homes. But there was no camaraderie of students hugging each other, throwing their hats in the air. All of that, it was missing. It had to be. It's just where we were in the world at the time.
Right.
So her missing that really did a number on her. And she said, I've always wanted to graduate. Mom, I've always wanted to graduate. And so when she graduated college, she was beaming, just so much more so. It's like she appreciated it on a whole new level. And so seeing her not get that graduation from high school, although she graduated from high school, but she didn't get the graduation ceremony. And then when she got to that ceremony, the joy that she had, it was like none of the other kids, we have 4, but they loved it and they were happy they were graduating, but she enjoyed it at a different level. And I imagine that's the looks on the faces you see. They didn't expect to ever get to have this. It was somehow not in the plan, in their brains, but it became a part
Reality.
of the plan. It became a reality, and the joy you're seeing. I love it. Love it so much. Oh my goodness, ladies. Well, so if you were to leave us with a big moment, a big thing, what would your big thing be? Any big things? Your big takeaway?
Build relationships with your students and the families. That's the key. You've got to know each other, and you've got to trust each other, and you've got to work together to accomplish whatever that goal may be that you have for that student at that moment in that time.
Relationships.
Relationships.
That's huge. And I would say be consistent and also be willing to think outside the box, to approach things from a different way, to listen to other perspectives, because I don't know everything. No, none of us do.
None of us do.
But if we're willing to listen to other people who may see it a different way or approach it a different way, we're going to make bigger gains with our kids, because we're willing to set our egos aside and say, you know what, I didn't know that.
I did
but
not
I'm going
know.
to try something different because this kid is important. They're important. I'm not important. they are. So let me set myself aside. I'm going to grow, and we're going to grow the student.
One of my biggest takeaways I've taken from both of you ladies and our audience is you're serving over 20,000 kids, but you talk about individual kids, individual stories. You said earlier, I don't remember if it was this part 1 or part 2, but when you said if it matters for one, that would be enough for me. Like, wow, that's good. That's really, really good. Well, ladies, we'll probably have you back again someday in the future.
Hope so.
We're gonna absolutely we'll do all these good things, and maybe we can figure out a way to get some more studio audience microphones out there, right, dear? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If this message inspired you, share it with a colleague, or better yet, take what you can from it. Bring it back to your own classroom and teach big, teach with your whole heart, and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio. Oh, and also all of the podcasts are also on our website at teachbig.com. So there's lots of ways for you to, all the different ways you could listen to it, or just log into our website. You don't need any special codes or sign-ins. We'll see you there. We're there. So until next time, think big, teach big, and believe in the greatness that's already within you.